This is all that is left of the 1.5-ton Bryant, or at least what I believe to be a 1.5-ton Bryant. And this is a big ass compressor relative to the size of the unit. Again, it's a Bristol. And I pulled the two pieces of the 5-ton Goodman condenser apart. And again, after looking at this a little closer, I do believe that it actually was holding a charge, but it's over a decade and a half old, and given the damage, it's probably just better to replace it. That's the side where the condenser, or not the base pan was significantly damaged. And that is all that's left of the Daikin. Almost done here. Just got to go back to my house, pick up what I have in the garage, and me and my girlfriend are going to head to the scrapyard. That is the Bryant condenser and the Daikin condenser. And I am hoping I can fold these down, but I might just have to cut them up. That might be the easiest way of doing things for the Goodman. This was the inside part, and as you can see, it's like bent, but not really that badly damaged. I would still like to know exactly what happened that damaged this thing so badly. And that's another thing. I rarely see 5-ton split system units at residential properties in this area. They are very commonly installed in like kitchens, in restaurants, warehouses. They'll have one or two 5-tons, but I never see them except for like every once in a while. And in my experience, when a house has a single 5-ton unit, especially a 2-story house, it is because the builder did not feel like paying extra to do separate ductwork for a proper dual zone system. Like my friend's house with the 2010 Bryant heat pump, that actually does okay. I felt the strength of the air coming out of the upstairs vents, but that house, if I built that house today, I would do probably either dual 2.5 tons or a 3-ton for downstairs and a 2.5 ton for upstairs, because it's got a finished basement. And then that house actually has electric baseboard heat in the basement to make up for the lackluster performance of the heat pump in really cold weather, or at least when it had the old heat pump. Brian actually does pretty good in the winter. Just to give you an idea, my parents' old house in Montgomeryville that was built by David Cutler Group in 1990, that had, well, it actually was resold by the person who bought it from us in 1996. That person sold it and moved in 2025, and we got the chance to go through it when it was an open house. And the original air conditioner is long gone, but the one that was there was a 3.5-ton straight cool unit matched up with a gas furnace. It was a Coleman, a rebadged York that, in my opinion, is a piece of shit, which would require a whole nother video to explain why I think it's a piece of shit. But it was a brand new unit, and the evenness of the cooling on the second floor was actually pretty good, and the air coming out of the vents was very strong. The AC worked great. And by the way, that house originally had a Snyder General branded, or a Comfort Maker branded Snyder General, one of the perfectly round units. matched with an 80% gas furnace. And that, according to the, I actually asked the, I just happened to be driving through the neighborhood one time, and the new owner was outside, and he said the original system died, or at least the outdoor unit died in about 1999, so it only lasted 9 years. I don't know if that was a compressor failure or a leak, but it was replaced in 1999, if I remember correctly. And that house was also built by Amish carpenters. They actually trucked in Amish carpenters to build those houses. So that was a very well-built house. My parents' townhome in Furlong had dual 2-ton carriers matched with 40,000 BTU gas furnaces. That system cranked. And what's weird is that my neighbor's house that was an identical floor plan, just reversed, they didn't pay the extra money for the dual zone. They just had a single 3.5-ton unit, and it struggled to get the upstairs perfect. My aunt and uncle's old house in Northern Virginia had a 5-ton heat pump, and it sucked. Like, there was almost no airflow in some of the vents on the second floor. That house probably needed a 3-ton for downstairs in the basement and a 2.5-ton for upstairs. But yeah, my opinion is that in southeast Pennsylvania, where I live, and in the northeast mid-Atlantic as a whole, when you see a single 5-ton unit for a whole 2-story home, it is compensating for the fact that the builder was too damn cheap to do a zoned system. And then one of the vice presidents of the company my dad works for, my dad's senior vice president, and this other guy is one of the other 3 vice presidents. His house was built in 2021. It's right around the corner from ours, different builder. And it has a single 5-ton Lennox. It is the only house by that builder on that cul-de-sac that has only one air conditioner. And he says it, for the most part, works great, but he notices a little bit of a struggle with regards to keeping the upstairs even. So yeah, 5-ton units in a 2-story home in southeast Pennsylvania are just to compensate for the fact that the house probably should have had a dual zone system. Yeah. And for those of you who have never seen a 5-ton condenser coil, again, here you go. Pretty huge. 2 pieces. And I am missing my Phillips head screwdriver. I gotta find that. I gotta find a way to Tetris all this shit into the back of the truck, because I really do not want to have to rent a trailer or dig the hitch hauler out of the storage area under the deck. I do have a trailer hitch though. I finally had that put on in 2020. And I have pulled a 16-foot trailer with this truck, and I've managed 17 miles per gallon on the highway. So really not bad when you consider that the stated mileage on the window sticker was 19 city and 25 highway. I got 28 miles per gallon in this truck years ago. The best I've ever gotten recently is 22 on the highway. But yeah, time to get this shit loaded up. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Out.